Hello, everyone, and welcome to the eighth episode of my unedited and unscripted Minecraft Let's Play. And of course, we're gonna pick up where we left off, and we're gonna do a different topic than jump scares, because I could still ramble on with examples of what I objectively find as a good jump scare and as a bad jump scare for hours. And let's talk about how disastrous this underground river has been on the durability of my pickaxes. It just had to spawn right here. All the places it could have decided to go through, it had to be through here. Could have been like a few 10 blocks that way or that way. Nope. I was right in the middle of it. So, the first order of business is for me to finish up a nice, juicy plot of land where I will start my basic farm, which of course shall be wheat, because bread is the cheapest and most resource efficient, since you don't need to bake it or cook it. I do, however, hope these LAs will enter anytime now. Otherwise, I'll just do this and let them stay outside. In the dark, where there's danger. So much danger. So much danger, in fact, that I'm not gonna go outside. No matter how much they giggle. Gonna quickly put stuff in here. And I'm sorry if the way I do my sorting is, I guess the word would be triggering some of you. It's just that at the very beginning, I just want to get through the early stages of each world. I really want to just rush through them. That's why it also takes a while. Anyway. Let's see how this is used. Ominous bone staff. It doesn't do anything when I try to see for any recipes with it. Oh well. Let's go to bed. Let's get the farm started. So it has to be some spot where mobs won't trample it. So I was thinking, is that a bucket knight? Let's see. Maybe it's gonna drop its pitchfork, which is actually a really good weapon. But nope, it dropped its mesh door, which I really do not want. For now, it doesn't fit with any of my building ideas. And it behaves just like an iron door, where you need a redstone signal to actually open it. Right then. I do believe I will start a farm. Not here, in case a mob falls from on high. Not like here either. This is 1, 2, like this. Oh boy. I forget how disastrously terrible golden tools are in this game. The durability is horrendous. Or even their mining power, in case it's a pitchfork. Not a pitchfork. My apologies. A pickaxe. There we go. 4 of these. 2 of these. Make 2 shovels for double the shovel. Yeah, I do believe that's enough. We'll take some more cobblestone. And plug up this hole, plug up that hole. Now, where's the white rock? Here's the white rock. Now I also want the gray rock. Here's the gray rock. Beautiful. Oh, mossy stone bricks. Where did I get the mossy stone bricks? I love building with them. Oh, I don't remember. But yes, I love building certain bits of my property, of my land with mossy cobblestone and mossy stone bricks, because especially places where I like to use a lot of water. Okay. Oh, wait, don't I have a bucket somewhere? Is it in here? It is. Okay. Love it. Let's go grab some more. I need at least 3 before it becomes an infinite water source. Also, what do LAs actually do? Or is it an actually like useless mob? There we go. Marvelous. Now where is my hoe? And it's golden. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh my. Whoa, look at its durability. Honestly, gold tools. Worse than stone. And I will stand by that. I will stand by that statement. There we go. Now we do it on this side. Oh dear, one too many. No. Here, we'll make a nice path. Also, for those of you that are not aware, I'm recording this episode right after the previous one. And then, so even though I said that I would respond to comments immediately in the next episode, of course, this time it's an exception, because if there will be a comment on the previous episode, of course I will not be able to see it in time. Before I, make this episode. So yes, this will be my wheat. At least for now, it will be nothing other than wheat. Because bread is the cheapest food to make. Not cheapest, that's the wrong word. The most resource efficient. There's some more wheat seeds over here. Some there. There we go. Yeah, I will try and get this started as fast as possible. And I know that there's probably a better, more efficient design. And I'm sure there is, but for now, this is what I got. So clear out this. So clear it out like this. Because what I'm going to do is for my main pathways, I usually use diorite. And for my farm pathways, if I do not have a good supply of mossy blocks like mossy cobblestone and mossy bricks, I use andesite, if that's the way it is pronounced. go. Beautiful. Got to have some variety. Can't make it look too boring now, can I? Oh, oh dear. I'm gonna have to repair that. There we go. Marvelous. Right, so that's wheat. Next, I do believe I'll make a cucumber farm. So, I don't think... I'm not really sure I will bother with beetroot in this world, because honestly... No, of course I'll make a beetroot farm. I'll make a farm for everything. Because I'm a collector and a completionist. Also, that's a lie. I'm a completionist only for certain things, not all of them. But if I do get beetroot, of course I'll make a farm for it as well. Okay. Clear this out a bit more. So I can have some more diorite, like this, to keep the water from spilling. Oh dear. There we go. Where's my dirt? Here it is. Bam. And bam, bam. Bam, bam. And yes, I know that I can do it more efficiently than filling out this area. But I just like everything to be nice and solid. And also, you know, less nooks and crannies for various mobs to spawn. Beautiful. Just grab the bucket. Let's start not shoveling. Why do I want to say shoveling? Let's start bucketing water into here. Whoops. What was I aiming at? I missed completely. There we go. Oh dear. I sure hope my hoe is gonna last. That was a terrible joke and I'm sorry. Oh boy. No. Of course. Why wouldn't one be left? Of course the one was left. It was the one that I accidentally clicked on, right? Okay. Everybody look away. Nobody saw that. Yeah, the one block that I misclicked here. There it was. I played myself. Right, what did I say that I was going to plant on that? Potatoes, maybe? Here's some. Oh, bread. I do have food. Okay. Potatoes here? No. Any potatoes in here? No. No, that's it. 7 potatoes is all I have. So be it. So, what should today's topic be? Let's try to think of something positive. Well, darn. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen. What should today's challenge be? Got a basic farm going. You know what? Let's go that way again. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling lucky. Let's try to actually clear that tower. can't be that bad. Ooh, actually. No, that airship is gonna kill me immediately. You know what? Let's go explore east from my base. Let us see what we find. And this is not a flowering azalea tree. No, I think it's flowering oak. Because here's the thing that I didn't know. The lush cave biome, very easily accessible if you can just find a flowering azalea tree, I think it is called. Because it always spawns on top of them. I really didn't know that the first time when that... Oh dear! What are you doing here? Ha! Dummy. Ha! Dummy. Bonk. Easy. Of course, there was only one. Of course, it's easy when it's only one. Yes, I did already loot that, I believe. So let's see what that nether-looking thing is over there. Is it another big ruined portal? I do see a portal frame. So it might as well be. Ah, resources. Don't mind if I help myself. A potato. Ooh, amazing. You know what? I don't understand people who don't like potatoes. They're some of the best foods, tastiest thing. Not a vegetable, though. I mean, it is a vegetable, but you can't really replace eating... Oh, more LAs. Hello. Have this. And you, take this. I heard zombie pigman. Yep. Okay, so what I was trying to say is, potatoes, very tasty. Can be really good for you, but even though they're classified as a vegetable, they can't really be a substitute for eating vegetables. Because I had this American friend lady who right, and just in case if Ashley is watching this, no, I'm not talking about you. Okay, you're not this dumb. But basically, I had this American lady friend, and she was really adamant about how she was eating a healthy diet because she was eating a potato every day, and potato's a vegetable. Also, is this basalt? Oh, whoa. Oh, they're after the LAs, but he was after me. For a second there, I thought I was beamed. Also, amazing basalt out here in the open. I will need this to craft the gunite workbench, so I won't have to deal with going to the nether to get that. Amazing development. Okay, listen, as long as you don't attack me, little dude, we're good. What are you after? I'm not gonna take any chances with you. One wrong move, one wrong swing. I would have been beamed. To you too. Oh, okay, what the hell was that? Oh, you're not friendly. Oh, in that case, goodbye. Would have let you well enough alone if you would return the same kindness. Why do I hear more of them? Oh dear, that's why I hear more of them. Get out of here, boy. What the? Oh, right. I was debunked. Okay. Very nice. Let's see. Sacrifice cube? Excuse me? What does that mean? Find the magic tuff cube. What? Do I have a magic tuff? What did I do? I went up here. Is it somewhere down here? What magic tuff? I'm confused. I really am. Ooh, goody goody. Look at all this yummy loot. Yummy loot just for me. Now, see, LA, that's your own fault. If you don't have any survival self-preservation instincts, I really cannot help you. Find the magic tuff cube. What magic tuff? I don't understand. I did not pick up... Okay, you know what? Everybody look away. I will just quickly go look up the item. Magic trap door. Tough. Is it referring to the structure? Is this a magic tough structure? I'm at a loss. Ouchies. Really am at a loss. So what time is it? Ah, sun is going down. It is high time for me to run back home. But what is this? Ah, a ruined village with secret hidden chests. Why do I hear a spider? Oh! It is in fact a fly. To go up. I need to go more up. Even though I should really be heading home. But I cannot resist loot. Look at this. Look at this. Oh dear, oh dear. Look at all of these goodness. I will just put everything in here. And just give me everything. Beautiful. Right there. Yup. Let's go find some more hidden chests. I don't think there's anything in here. Ah! Ah, oh, and a smoker as well. Very nice. I'll be taking these. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was a lot of meat. Right, that's this structure cleared. This way. Okay, there's nothing here. There's nothing over here. Thank you, LAs, for lighting up the way. There's nothing in this one. Oh, and a hopper. Amazing. This is not part of the ruined structure. This was just a lucky find. The skeleton head. Ooh, no, wait. Right. Useless for me right now, but I'll still take it. And so far, so good, with no hostile things spawning. Ah, there's a chest over here with bread that I'm very grateful for. And me being as dumb as I am, I have made myself stuck. There we go. Is there anything in here? Ah, same thing. I'm also very quiet, so I can hear. I can hear you behind me, bastard. Oh dear. Oh boy. That did not go well. Take these, thank you. That's not coal. Oh, okay. That was a a passive mob. Yep. Ah, darn. Oh, why thank you for the lantern. More lanterns over there. But what for? So I will need to build up. What do I have? Nothing that I would use here. Oh. Huh. I guess I will use this slab. Don't really plan on having it for anything. Nothing. So I'll quickly get some dirt. Even though I was trying to avoid using durability. But hey, loot awaits. And I will gladly sacrifice durability for a chance at more loot. It was worth it, because it had food and redstone. Oh dear. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you see over there is, in the distance, is a King Enderman. A creature that will absolutely whoop my ass were I to fight it. So guess what I will not be doing? So that's where I've been. That's where my house is. Disorient myself a bit. What did I want to do exactly? I've already seen that thing. Yes. No. We'll grab that lantern. take that thing, then head back home, which is that way, which is west. Very well. Meantime, I will quickly mine this. Also, do you remember in the days where instead of getting ore, you got the block when mining, and then you smelted the block for the ingot? I remember those days. Right, what did we get so far? What is this music disc? Tears of Joy. Holy Boots. Interesting. This obsidian is really nice. This basalt was quite the score. I will need a lot of lapis for enchanting. Another music disc. Don't know about it. Yes, some gold armor. Could have been better. Right, what was the topic I was trying to start? I forgot. You look gross. Well, while we blah, blah, blah. While we are waiting here, let me give you some advice, as I did before about drawing and expressing yourself and doing art. So in today's day and age, when you're job hunting, remember this. Don't undersell yourself. You are worth more than what they're willing to pay you. Okay? Just know that companies today will try to screw you over with money and with time for as much as you will allow them to get away with, you know? You know what the prices of rent and food and amenities are. You know how much you need to have like a normal life where you can afford all of your costs, and also maybe save some on the side for like a rainy day or to treat yourself, because every day less and less people can afford that, but not because there aren't enough resources or whatever in the world, but because the CEOs, the higher ups, the bosses, the shareholders, it's never they always just want more. So simply just refuse to work for the amount they're giving you, right? Because I could go on a really big tangent about my previous job and how even though the pay was okay-ish, barely missed the mark of being okay, I would say, which is still better than what you would get as minimum wage. It wasn't worth it. For the amount of labor and hours and knowledge that I put into that job, it wasn't worth it. So what I'm trying to say is, don't undersell yourself. You know what you're worth. You know what you want to have in life to afford. And if some rich asshole isn't willing to pay you that for, the work that you're going to do, then just don't do the work. Right? You're better than this. You're better than that, And remember, you are the one who's actually making the money. They're just the ones who were lucky enough to, somehow get on top, be it either through nepotism, be it either through having no, that's the same as nepotism. Yeah, but basically just remember this. If you're like a cashier, working for customer service, being a construction worker, anything like blue collar or like something that's really tricky to do, just remember, you're the one who's actually on the ground, actually making the money, while the higher ups tend to kind of just do sit on their ass and, you know, get the lion's share. It's like, hell nah. Don't let them get away with it. Simple. Like I told my bosses, if they want me to stay, owies, if they want me to stay and to put in the same effort as I have been for all of these years, I expect like 5,000 euros after tax minimum directly into my bank account, and I'm gonna stay. I'm not even gonna fuss about my job anymore because, you know, the money would have been worth it. But no, no matter what, it was not worth it. So I left and I never looked back. Also, do ruined portals spawn with no chests? Is that a thing that can happen? I am very confused. Or have I already been here? I don't have any other pickaxes. Huh. I'm gonna break a few more blocks. Nope. No. No. And also, even if you are like the CEO, but you got there through your own hard work, you know? It's like, cool. I'm really happy for you. But, you know, don't hog it. Share the fortune, share the wealth. And I'm not trying to be a communist or whatever. Like, I'm a full-blown capitalist. I love money, you know? But there is like a sort of limit that I don't think people ever want to acknowledge, of when you already have everything you could ever want. And just stop it, you know? Like, if I ever win the lottery, you know what I'm gonna do with that money? First, I'm gonna finally be able to afford and move out of my parents' house. Then, I'm gonna get a car that I know that I'll be able to what? Oh, it's a Tasmanian devil. Then I'm gonna get a normal car that's gonna be easy to maintain financially, you know? So none of those like supercars with where you basically have to buy the thing twice. First, the car that you drive, and second, it's like the car that you're gonna have to do the yearly checkup on, which is gonna be the same price as the car was, you know? At least that's how I remember the saying going. And after that, I don't really, you know, that's it. What else would I like, that's it. I would save some of the money on the side so I could still afford to pamper myself, but the rest I would actually just give away. Like, cause I really don't want much in life. Of course I have my hobbies, and I could like blow everything on like airsoft and magic and on computers and buy 15 houses and 5 supercars if I win the lottery, but like, no, I don't need that to be happy. Man, I don't really know how to what I wanted to say, or how to even say it. But basically what I'm trying to the point I'm trying to get across is to, like, you know, if you have like so much money that you can afford to do this and that, go on vacations, go traveling constantly, you can afford the top of the line vehicles, you have like the most expensive branding of clothes and whatnot. But then your employees at the end of the month, they have to count cents, you know, worthless currency, to see if they'll be able to afford a bag of chips. You know, when it comes to that, I'm not okay with, you know? What do you want? Come on, shoot. I dare you. You're gonna miss. Oh, darn. He did not miss. Oh, so did I miss. Because, like, if you're the owner of a company and you make like 5,000 plus euros directly into your bank account every month, but then your employees like can't afford rent, how does that not bother you? You know, especially since they are the ones who are actually putting in the effort, the labor for you to have that money. Like, how does that not bother people? It would bother me, you know. It would genuinely bother me, because like one of my aspirations, one of my two dream jobs, you know, is to like have a club where people would come in to play board games, play card games, have LAN parties. You could like rent the space out as well, but you'd have to pay like a monthly membership to actually get the keys and go there as you please, you know. And then on the side there would also be like only accessible from within the club would be like a store where you could buy booster packs, dice, D&D supplies and whatnot. You know, like the club would be like the actual hangout play area would be accessible constantly to members 24/7. But like the store and the restaurant that I would like also have, that'd be like the main point, you know, because you would have a place to hang out for as much as you want, but only during business hours would the store and the restaurant/bar be open. And I would be working, of course, at the restaurant, and I would also have employees, you know. But what my point was, if that venture were to be successful, and I would like, it would have been payday, and I'd be looking at the balances, whatever the words are, and I would see that, okay, here's 5,000 for me, and now how much do I have after overheads and all that kind of stuff? Okay, so let's see. So what other people would do was like, what actually basically 99% of people, of people do, is basically they take care of their overheads, the bills, the supplies, whatever, and then they look at their employees. They give everyone as little as legally possible, and they pocket the rest. Which, again, it's all legal. I totally get it. You want to make as much money as possible. I completely understand. I want to make as much money as possible, you know? But then, if it's common knowledge that minimum wage isn't enough, that people who are paid minimum wage starve, you know, they can't afford the clothes that they're wearing because they can't buy detergent, you know, to actually wash them. How can you, with a clear conscience, give yourself such a high paycheck, but let your employees suffer? Like, and I think that that's like the crux of today's problems, you know? Like, you have these managers, these owners, these CEOs, who are like worth billions, millions. They're worth millions, you know, like their net worth. They have so much property, so much land, so many boats and cars and whatnot. But then the people that work for them can barely afford rent for their like 10 by 10, not even 10, but for like their 5 by 5 meter apartment with a single room and a single bathroom. And they can only ever make rent if they like skip eating for a day. Like, and don't give me that whole spiel of like, oh, but he worked hard to get to where he was. It's like, even if you do work hard, don't you have like a duty to, you know, the community, to society, to provide for everyone? Because like, you're on top, right? But now don't be an ass about it. Because like what I was trying to say, what I would do if I had like a really successful business, I would never be a millionaire. Even if I would be making 100 million each month in just raw profit, I would give that to everyone. You know, like, hey, with the people that I have now, we're really successful. We're doing really good with the team that's working for me right now. I would never want to lose this team. I would want to encourage them, you know, to stay. So I would be able to make this 100 million, you know? So I would pay them really good. Like, hey, you know, for me to be happy, I would have like 5,000 if I would be able to then pay the rest of my workers at a minimum of 2,000, you know. I wouldn't want the difference between my paycheck and my employee's paycheck to be too big. Like, hey, the way I see things and the way my values and morality stand, in certain situations I would want their paycheck to be bigger than mine. It's like, for the example, if I were making 100 million in just raw profits, not like after tax and after overheads and whatever, like 100 million is the money that I have to play with now. And if I had like, I don't know, 50 employees, I would give myself each month, for me, after tax, 10k euros, and the rest, and then like 1 million for the company to like put it in like a safe. The rest would go to my employees, you know, and they would be millionaires instead of me, because I don't need it. Life is because even if I were to have like 100 million euros each month, life is too short to spend it all on meaningful things. You know, of course I can blow it all on supercars, mega yachts, but I don't like mega yachts. Mega yachts are terrible. They're terrible for everybody, even the ones that even for the people that buy them, for the people that make them, for the people that use them, that work on them, for the area in which they inhabit. Mega, super, ultra, supreme, deluxe, juicy yachts are just terrible. Supercars as well. I'm not gonna pay premium just because it's like brand or model, you know? And you know, but that's just me. I would be happy with that kind of situation, you know? But hey, and some people will, and I totally get if you will call it unrealistic or whatever, or that I'm like crazy. Why wouldn't I want to have as much, to pocket as much money as humanly possible? Because, you know, like I was trying to say previously, because you don't need to, you know. Like, hey, I want to have a nice house with a good yard where I could have like, where I could host picnics, where I could have space for my kids to play, and where I could have like a garden and like a nice cozy house. Not a mansion, not a big house, because then, you know, because you'd have to clean it, you know. Imagine vacuuming a mansion or a big house. It'll take the whole goddamn day. But hey, then you'll have to hire cleaners for it. And I wouldn't really want strangers to walk around my house, even if they're like hired cleaners by a reputable company. No, it just feels weird, you know? So just, you know, a regular house with some space around it for other stuff for me to do. Like a normal family car, so I could haul stuff around, and like a small boat so I could go fish offshore and enjoy the summer somewhere where it has not been completely destroyed by tourism. Okay? And of course, afford not toxic food. You don't need millions for that. 10K would be enough for me to achieve those goals and for my aspirations. 10K would be enough for me to even secure the wishes and aspirations of my offspring and my partner. You know? So yeah, I would let my employees have the rest of the money. Why? so they could, you know, do the same thing. Like and again, am I making sense? I'm sorry if it's like this kind of a topic that's like really uninteresting, or that it's a downer again, or whatever. It's just the thing that came to mind, which is basically, you know, the whole point of why I'm also recording this is to talk about things that just come to mind, you know. Like, for example, even if you want to buy property, like 10K a month is not enough to buy property immediately. Okay? Hey, if a property costs like, I don't know, $500,000, which property in my country can also cost that much. Like, just, you know, just save up for a few months. It'll make and that's also the crux of like words. That's also the crux of why it's such a stereotype for rich people to be really sad and unsatisfied in life. That's why they also turn to doing really sketchy legal shit like drugs and pedophilia most commonly. And I'm talking about like the super elite, okay? But yeah, why they tend to turn to drugs, violence, and other stuff that are really unsavory. This is because, you know, if you start getting everything that you want in rapid succession, at a super quick pace, you know, like, oh, I want to buy land in, I don't know, Switzerland. Cool. Let me just go swipe the card, and now you have all the land in Switzerland that you wanted. And tomorrow you think, okay, now I want to buy a new car so I can drive myself to Switzerland. Okay, let me just go buy it then. You know, if you don't put any effort into stuff, it becomes meaningless. You know, like for example, you might have a gold-plated cell phone with like a ruby crystal screen, and the home button is made out of velvet. But the velvet is actually, I don't know, made out of live caviar or whatever. Like, cool. Neat. I totally get it. But that phone doesn't mean half, not even a fraction of how much my phone means to me, since I had to like work for it, you know? Like, there are so many studies have been done about how bad instant gratification is for animal and human psyche. And man, I'm just talking out my ass today, aren't I? And again, like I stated previously, pardon my ramblings. I am tired. But look, basically what I'm trying to say is, with all of this is, if I were a millionaire, I wouldn't be a millionaire. Because I want to, you know, help people, help the community. Like I'm part of communities, not online communities, but like communities in general, you know, that try to help one another to just make the world a better place. Okay, like for example, I love to cook, right? And once I've had everything else like settled down, everything else taken care of, I would open a cooking workshop where I would teach people how to actually cook. But it would be on my own dime, you know? If I had that kind of money, where I didn't have to worry about how expensive things would be, you know? I would open, hey, you don't know how to cook? Come to my workshop that's gonna happen at this location at this time. Don't worry about paying for anything. Everything has been covered for you. We'll just come in and have a good time while I teach you how to make certain recipes. But if you'd like, you could always donate, you know? And even if you would donate, it would mean much more if it would be something other than like straight up cash, because, you know, at that point, money would no longer be a problem for me. You know what I mean? Like hell, there was this one time where I got a 100 euro tip from an Italian. Well, we used to work at the airport, and sadly it only happened once. And technically it wasn't a tip. It was basically like, hey, I like you. I like your vibe. You know what? This is for you. But and you can use it on yourself if you want. But you can also spend it to do something good. You know? And you know what? I did spend it for something good. That wasn't on me. I bought a kennel for a really nice old lady that sadly passed away, for her dog, because the old one was just rancid. And by rancid, I mean rancid. The wood was chipping away, shit stains everywhere. It's like, nah, poor dog. And the dog would spend most of its days inside the kennel because the poor lady was too old to take it on walks. It would go on a like a semi-long walk once per day. You know? So yeah, I spent that 100 euros on like an 80 euro kennel. Like, look, I did something good for someone. I wasn't worried about keeping as much of the money for myself as possible. Like, she was very happy, very grateful, and I also had 20 euros left over for me, which I used to take my then girlfriend, now she's an ex, out for lunch. And it was amazing. Honestly, I felt happier doing that for those two people than I would have if I, for example, took those 100 euros and bought, I don't know, Legos. And I love Legos. For myself. So yeah. I don't know what to say, man. Basically, give me all your money. I'm gonna redistribute the wealth. Oh dear, that sounded very communisty of me. Not a communist though. I love money. I can't get enough of it. Up to a point. Like, once I have all of my hobbies like cleared, my own place, a car that's not held together with duct tape. Like I'm good, you know. Genuinely, generally I would like give it away, and not for content, you know. If I like win the Euro jackpot and I get those 75 million, you're not gonna see me go on YouTube making like the like the Mr. Beast videos like, this man is about to jump over this pit that I filled with toxic cactus. But if he manages to land the jump, he will win $100,000. Can he do it? Like, no, I'm not gonna do that kind of stuff with it. Like, if I ever actually, you know, come into sudden wealth and I take care of all of my stuff and I start giving the rest of it away, it's gonna be unpublicized. Like, at least from my part. Because the whole point isn't to get famous. You know, the whole point isn't to get famous, make a brand or whatever. No, it would be just like, hey, I want the world to change. You know, I want people to change, the norms to change, and you know, I'm acting on it. I want people to be a bit more nicer to each other, a bit more patient. I am the change that I want to happen to everyone, you know, and I want it to be for the better. Now, if I were a global dictator, you know, stuff that current people are trying really hard to accomplish, there are some policies that I would enforce very harshly, you know. For one of them, because I care about, you know, the health of our oceans so much, I would restrict fishing, commercial fishing quite a lot, ban quite a bit of the equipment that they use. I would completely outlaw globally any of those super mega jumbo deluxe ultra yummy juicy yachts. Because, like, no, go fuck yourself. You don't need that. They are really just a waste of space and resources. Okay. I would really restrict cruise liners and other stuff like that. And a bunch of other stuff. Because, you know, the people who are in power now, they're gonna die in like 10 to 20 years. So they don't care what happens to the planet and to humanity in 10 to 20 years. They just want to grab and gobble as much as they can before they eventually kick the bucket, right? But the problem is that they're teaching those same habits, that same thought pattern to their offspring. So it is sort of like a perpetual cycle of those kind of people being in power, you know? Unless by some miracle their children aren't so psychotic, you know? But, you know, don't hold your breath when it comes to that sort of stuff. So I guess the whole point is have good vibes and spread them. Like, be patient to one another. People think differently. People are different. We're not just sheep, just blindly copying one another. Sometimes. Like, think for yourself. And I guess the thing that's missing the most in this world is like patience, empathy, and respect, and like the awareness that there's other people around you with their own life, their own struggles and aspirations, you know. Because where I live, it's really hard to find someone that is like aware of that situation, you know. It's all just me, myself, and I. Yes, and it all it's terrible. Ugh, a disaster. And I didn't really get much done during this whole spiel, did I? Not really. Yeah. But hey, there's always hope for the future, right? And, well, again, it's been an hour, and I, of course, am going to go to bed. I want to have a clear mind for tomorrow, because I'll be doing stuff. And let's hope that the next time I record, it will actually be, like, a better, more cheerful, more chill topic. And it's really hard for me to keep focus on anything. Even my train of thought constantly jumps from one thing to the next. So, again, what else can I say other than take care?